The Da Vinci Code movie summary in English. Let's begin. Jacques Saunière, a Louvre curator, is pursued by an albino Catholic monk named Silas, who demands the location of the keystone to find and destroy the Holy Grail. Saunière gives him a false lead and is murdered. The police find his body posed like Da Vinci's Vitruvian Man. Police Captain Bezu Fache summons American symbologist Robert Langdon, who is in Paris for a lecture on the interpretation of symbols, to examine Saunière's body. Langdon is shown the body and a secret message, readable only by UV light. It contains an out-of-order Fibonacci sequence. Sophie Neveu, a police cryptographer and Saunière's granddaughter, tells Langdon that Fache planted a tracker on him after finding the words, "P.S. Find Robert Langdon" at the end of Saunière's secret message. Fache believes that Langdon murdered Saunière. Sophie throws away the tracker, distracting the police while they sneak around the Louvre, finding more clues in Leonardo da Vinci's works. Langdon deduces that Saunière was the Grand Master of the Priory of Chaon. Silas works for an anonymous person referred to as the Teacher, along with members of Opus Dei, led by Bishop Aringarosa. He travels to the church as directed by Saunière and finds a marker with Job 38 verse 11 inscribed in it, a Bible verse that begins, "Here you shall come, and no farther." Enraged, he kills the Langdon and Sophie travel to a French bank and access Saunière's safe deposit box by using the Fibonacci sequence. Inside is a cryptex, a cylindrical container that contains a message on papyrus. It can only be opened without destroying the contents by turning dials to spell a code word. As the police arrive, bank manager André Vernet helps Langdon and Sophie escape, then attempts to steal the cryptex and murder them. Langdon and Sophie escape with the cryptex. They visit Langdon's friend, Sir Li Tebing, a Holy Grail expert. Tebing claims the Grail is not a cup but instead is Mary Magdalene. He says she was not a prostitute but the wife of Jesus Christ. Tebing argues that Mary was pregnant during Jesus' crucifixion, and the priory was formed to protect their descendants. The Opus Dei have been trying to destroy the Grail to preserve the credibility of the Vatican. Later, Silas breaks into Tebing's house, but Tebing, who uses crutches, uses one to disable him by striking the leg bound by a cilice, a metal device used to appropriate the lashing of a whip, in deference to Christ's torture. The group escapes to London using Tebing's private plane, along with his butler, Remy Jean. Their interpretation of a clue hidden in the cryptex box leads them to the Temple Church, where they find Remy, who claims to be the teacher, frees Silas. Remy takes Tebing hostage, dumping him in the car trunk, and taking Silas to hide out in an Opus Dei safe house. Tebing, who is revealed as the teacher, later poisons Remy and sends the police after Silas. Police shoot Silas after accidentally wounds Aringarosa, who is promptly questioned by Fache, resents being used to hunt Langdon and Sophie. Tebing, who wants to bring down the church for centuries of persecution and deceit, confronts Langdon and Sophie. Now understanding the true meaning behind the clue to unlocking the cryptex, the trio goes to Westminster Abbey to the tomb of Isaac Newton, a former Grand Master of the Priory. Tebing demands that the pair open the cryptex. Langdon tries and seemingly fails before suddenly tossing the cryptex into the air. Tebing dives for and catches it, but the vial breaks and the papyrus is thought destroyed. The police arrive to arrest Tebing, who realizes Langdon must have solved the cryptex's code and removed the papyrus before throwing it. The code is revealed to be Apple, after the apocryphal story of the apple, which led Newton to discover his law of universal gravitation. The clue inside the cryptex, which tells of the Grail hiding neath the rose, leads Langdon and Sophie to Rosslyn Chapel. Inside the chapel, they discover a secret room where Magdalene's tomb has been removed. Langdon, after searching through documents, realizes that Sophie's family died in a car crash, that Saunière was not her grandfather but her protector, and that she is the last descendant of Jesus Christ. The two are greeted by several members of the priory, including Sophie's grandmother, who promises to protect her. Langdon and Sophie part ways, the former returning to Paris. While shaving, he cuts himself and has an epiphany when his blood curves down the sink, reminding him of the rose line. Realizing the true meaning of the cryptex clue, he follows the line to the Louvre, concluding the Holy Grail is hidden below the pyramid in Bercy. Langdon kneels atop it and the sarcophagus of Mary Magdalene is seen in a secret underground chamber.